No one expected season 29 of The Voice to arrive with a thunderclap, but in true reality TV fashion, it did. Rumors had been swirling for weeks, whispers echoing through the glossy red corridors of Stage 12. Something big is coming. But fans had no idea how big, how unpredictable, and how absolutely game-changing the upcoming season would turn out to be. By the time NBC released its midnight teaser, just 25 seconds of cryptic footage featuring silhouettes of 4 unfamiliar figures against swirling floodlights, the fandom exploded. Social media went into full meltdown mode. Who are they? Where is Blake? What happened to the chairs? Why is everything on fire in this trailer? But backstage, long before the world got a glimpse, the shakeup was already underway. A new era, a new look. Producers had grown restless. After nearly 3 decades of spinning chairs, emotional ballads, and coach banter that ranged from heartfelt to chaotic, they wanted something daring, something bold enough to break the internet. So they redesigned everything. The iconic red chairs, gone. In their place stood sleek, futuristic pods with curved glass walls lit by neon strips that changed color depending on the coach's mood. If they liked a performance, the entire pod glowed a radiant gold. If they hated it, well, fans would soon discover that the pods could flare crimson and emit a low, ominous alarm that made the audience gasp. The coaches weren't sure at first. Kelly Clarkson, during rehearsal, walked around her pod twice and said, "It looks like a high-tech toaster that might accidentally launch me into orbit." Producers assured her that wouldn't happen. Probably. Coach shakeup, the shocker nobody expected. But the chairs, now pods, weren't even the biggest change. For the first time in the show's history, The Voice was bringing in 5 coaches instead of 4. The newcomer list was wild. A chart-topping pop star with a reputation for never sleeping. A country music icon who once performed on horseback. A rock legend known for smashing guitars. A viral Gen Z phenomenon with 3 billion TikTok views. And this one sent shockwaves through the entire fanbase. A returning OG coach whose identity NBC kept secret for weeks. Speculation grew out of control. Some thought it was Adam Levine. Others swore it was Christina Aguilera. One fan insisted it was CeeLo's cat. The truth, even the crew didn't know. NBC kept the 5th coach hidden behind tinted glass during rehearsals. They arrived in a hoodie, sunglasses, and noise-canceling headphones, escorted like the president. Their voice was distorted over the comms system. Someone joked the mystery coach was a deepfake. When the reveal finally came, it happened during the live premiere tapping. As the stage cameras rolled and fog filled the room, the pod at center stage turned white, glowing like a supernova. Then the voice echoed, "I'm back." The pod opened, and the audience screamed so loud the stage lights flickered. A twist that shocked the contestants. The contestants had already suspected something was different this year. During blind auditions, the stage techs kept murmuring about the challenge rule. That rule turned out to be the most dramatic new element of the season. If a coach didn't turn for a contestant, that contestant could challenge one coach to a live sing-off on the spot. You read that right, a sing-off. The producers explained that the rule was meant to keep coaches on their toes, but everyone knew it was created for one reason: chaos. On the second day of tapings, chaos arrived. A 17-year-old powerhouse named Janelle belted out a cover of Never Enough that rattled the walls. But to everyone's shock, perhaps because they were stunned speechless, none of the coaches turned. The room froze. Janelle stepped forward and lifted her microphone with trembling hands. "I'd like to use my challenge," she said, "on you." Every coach stiffened. She pointed at the rock legend. The rock legend blinked. "Me." The crowd erupted. The band scrambled. And as the first chord rang out, the coach muttered, "This is the weirdest contract I've ever signed." The sing-off was electric, messy, unforgettable. And Janelle won. "That girl just defeated a Hall of Famer," Kelly whispered. Season 29 was already rewriting the rules. Backstage battles, confessions, and secret alliances. With 5 coaches battling for talent, tensions rose fast. The Gen Z TikTok star began forming alliances, yes, literal alliances, with contestants, promising to promote whoever joins my team to 10 million followers. NBC had to step in. The country icon brought homemade pie to bribe the contestants. Producers had to step in again. Meanwhile, 2 coaches who had publicly feuded on Twitter for years now had to sit side by side in glowing pods barely 4 feet apart. The neon lights often flickered red when they argued, which was often. As one exhausted staffer muttered, "This season is like trying to wrangle fireworks." A competition like never before. Midway through the season, another twist dropped. Coaches could steal not just contestants, but entire songs. A contestant would pick a song for their performance, only to find another coach had secretly claimed it through a song lock, forcing them to choose something new minutes before rehearsal. The stakes skyrocketed. There were tears. There were plot twists. There were more than a few bleeps. But with every new twist, the audience grew more obsessed. Clips went viral daily. Comment sections lodged theories like detectives tracking a mystery. The show had become part singing competition, part psychological chess match, part celebrity survival game. The season finale shock. As if the season needed one more twist, the finale delivered the moment fans would be talking about for years. During the final commercial break, the stage lights dimmed. Crew members whispered frantically. Something was wrong with the pods. When the show returned live, the pods powered down entirely. No lights, no sound, just 5 stunned coaches trapped inside shimmering glass chambers. Then the announcer boomed. For the first time ever, the winner won't be chosen by the coaches, but by one contestant. Gasps, screams, utter pandemonium. The finalists looked at each other, wide-eyed. The announcer continued. The contestant who demonstrated the highest growth this season will choose the champion. It was Janelle, the same girl who had earlier challenged a coach to a sing-off. She walked to center stage. The pods pulsed softly, like they were breathing. Janelle closed her eyes. The audience went silent. Then she spoke one name. And just like that, the season changed everything again. A new legacy begins. Season 29 of The Voice had shattered expectations, reinvented reality TV, and pushed performers and coaches into thrilling new territory. Fans agreed on one thing.